Hi folks, it's Andy. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick video I'm making for you. This is super informal, I didn't plan this. I just switched on my computer this morning and I saw this video had come up, and I thought it'd be great to put out a bit of a translation of it. We did one recently. I think it was Eiga Naoki Sensei this is a video from the All Japan Kendo Federation. It's basically their message for dealing with the current lockdown, pandemic, quarantine, all those, the sort of situation we're dealing with globally and how it affects Kendo. Today, the message is from the current All Japan champion, Rentaro Kunitomo. This is the second video in the series that they've done. He's got a bit of a message, I think, and he's going to talk us through some Suburi and some training exercises that he's doing at the moment. Before we get stuck in, though, these videos, of course, I'm just sort of filming off the cuff. I'm not a professional translator. I'm not a native Japanese language speaker, so I might make some mistakes. If you spot any, leave them in the comments down below. I'll do my best to get at least the gist of the message. Also, if you do enjoy the videos that I put out, whether it's these sort of videos, the Kendo analysis videos, the Kendo rants, the instructional content, if they bring you any value whatsoever, please support us by shopping at KendoStar.com. That's my website, of course, that sells amazing Kendo equipment. It's a fantastic way to support the channel, but it's also like the best equipment in the world. Certainly, I would say that. But if you don't believe me, you could always check our reviews on Trustpilot, which are all independent, by the way. We're the highest rated online. So go to KendoStar.com and support us by shopping there. Right, let's get stuck in. Hello, I am Rentaro Kunitomo from Fukuoka. So today we face a unprecedented situation that is causing, let me just replay that again. Yeah, so every day is a day of difficulty and worry. Which is unprecedented, and I'm sure we're all experiencing it. So where I live in Fukuoka, the rate of infection seems to be slowing down. But this is still a period where we mustn't relax or take our foot off the brake. We can't do Kendo at all. It's depressing that we can't even have the tournaments, the Taikai. But we must think about how we can prevent the spread of the virus, think about the things that we can do, and particularly the things we can only do at the moment to keep moving forward. So basically, he's focusing on practice methods that don't involve practice with other people, hitori geiko, muscle training and stretching. So first I'll introduce some of the Suburi that I do. First, I like to use a heavier bokken or bokuto for Suburi, and then after that, I like to use the shinai. Sometimes you can't do Suburi using your whole body because of space. So I kneel like this. While doing Suburi, the things I concentrate are swinging making large, correct swings from the correct kamae that are smooth and fast. And when I return, one thing that he concentrates on is when he returns, the position of his kensen and the position of his hands. When the ceiling is low and there's not much space above, you can shorten the bokdo by moving your hands up the ska. And he makes this position to put his weight onto his lower body, so that he's working out his lower body by dropping his hips. Next, we'll talk about doing Suburi with the Shinai. So you can swing the Shinai quicker and smoother than the Bokdo, obviously because it's lighter. And when kneeling in this position, he concentrates on the pit of his stomach. He doesn't say what he concentrates on. He just said he thinks about he concentrates on the pit of his stomach. I expect not wavering, having some sort of. So at the moment, of course, because we can't do keiko with other people, with his suburi, finally he would like to introduce suburi using small swings. You can even swing in different angles. That's the end of what I'd like to talk about for Suburi. So next he wants to talk about training. He likes to do the training, he means like physical training, before doing Suburi. This is because he wants to train his muscles to become muscles that will help his kendo. Basically the muscles, that are going to aid his kendo. And that's the reason he does it in that order. When he does his training, he concentrates on either things that he's learned from a training coach, or other athletes' videos that I guess he's watched online. He takes them into consideration. He'd like to give us an example of some of the training that he does. First is the plank. He does a plank for 1 minute in a set position and then has a 10-second break and does that for 3 times. So what you have to concentrate on doing this is making sure that your backside doesn't go too low or too high as he demonstrated, but you must use your abdominals to keep this position. So next he's going to show us, what did he call it? Circuit training. Okay, so the circuit training that can be performed from the plank position. So each set is for 30 seconds with 10-second break. And there's 4 types. The first one, from the plank position, raise your backside like this and return for 30 seconds. You should try so that when you come to this position, so that you're in a position where you'd be able to see your belly button or your navel. Second type. This time he moves his backside to the left and right. His hips, should we say. As much as possible, he tries to keep his upper body in the same position without moving it left or right. Just his hips. The third type, from the plank position, he moves his legs, he raises his legs to the outside. And when he raises the leg, he turns his head to look at the side that he's raising. The fourth one, from the plank position, raise the legs on the inside. And try to lift your knees to your chest. And he does those 4 different types in a sequence, one after the other. Finally, he stretches. So training is good for, of course, preventing injury, especially for when we return to keiko. He does it before and after the training. And I think he said, and also after like taking a bath. Please continue to refrain from doing keiko with others. So doing kendo with others encompasses the three points. This is particularly something I think the Japanese government's putting out. The 3 things you have to avoid. They call it the sanmitsu. So to avoid enclosed spaces, avoid gathering with other people, and avoid physical contact. Kendo obviously encompasses all 3 of those. Doing basically that's what you just said. Let's do our best to protect against infection and as soon as possible return to normal life and return to Kendo. Please, everyone, let's try our best. And finally is the warning, not warning, sorry, the statement. It says like lots of people have lost their lives and have been affected, become sick from the virus, and they express the severe sympathy. And it says that the people in the medical professionals and everyone that's affected and everyone's daily life, it's affected in a negative way, and they are grateful for everyone's effort. And that's the end of the video. Okay, so that's the video. That was cool. That was an interesting one. So let's recap. He gave us some tips on Suburi using a heavier bokuto. We sell them on KendoStar. You do it kneeling up, or you can do it from a squat position. He said doing it with a heavier one first and then using a shinai. He then taught us some training exercises from the plank position, doing a plank for a minute with 10-second break 3 times, then raising the hips and moving the hips, raising the legs inside and outside. So yeah, that was interesting. And also to perform stretching. He didn't show us any stretches, but I've got a video on the blog, I think, showing you some stretches. I'll link it in the description below. It's not my video, it's from my friend and fellow Kenshi, James Ogle, who's the current captain of the British Kendo team, and he's also in that profession. I want to say physiotherapy, but it's probably not the right title. Sorry, James. But there's a link to the video there about Kendo related stretching as well. And he said doing that before and after doing any training, and also after you get out of the bath or the shower or something, when obviously your body's all sort of warm and loose. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. Don't forget to shop at KendoStar, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.